So today is July 16th, 2026, and on July 8th, 2025, I posted, that is overexposed, wow. I posted the first of 52 YouTube videos, and essentially since then, I've posted one every single week. Now, I obviously run an event video production company. If you are new around here, then there you go. That's what we do. I don't want to be a YouTuber, but I've remained consistent every single week posting on YouTube, and I still get no views. So why continue to post? Now, I grew up watching YouTube in the early days of daily vlogging, right? People like Ben Brown, Casey Neistat, Sawyer Hartman, all of that sort of stuff. And I never particularly thought that I wanted to be a YouTuber or that kind of like that's what I wanted to do with my career. But it's clear that it's had an impact on kind of, you know, what I was watching, what I was interested in, and then therefore what I do now. And when I was thinking about recording this video, I've kind of broken it down into 4 specific reasons why I continue to post, kind of regardless of how well the videos perform. And today I kind of want to break all that down. Now, if you go back and have a look at some of the initial videos that I posted, I start talking about consistency a lot. I start talking about like the fact that I was focusing on quality, then on value, then on consistency, but I wanted to completely flip that. So the main thing, and I think the first thing that this has given me, this exercise of posting on YouTube like every week for a year, is just building that muscle of consistency. It kind of flips the target, right? So with regards to like, I don't really care about the views. Obviously I'd love it if the videos were getting thousands of views, like that's great. But like the actual kind of discipline of getting something recorded, edited, posted is the actual goal and the target, which means that it allows me to be more consistent because I'm not focusing and getting upset at the fact that the videos aren't performing. It's just like, did I continue to post? Yes, okay, good, carry on, you're doing a good job. The second reason, and yes, I am just walking around the office for pure sake of making a more engaging video, but the second reason, or kind of benefit that I found to posting this consistently on YouTube is the fact that YouTube is a long-term play, right? Like it's no one's going to build anything meaningful in a year. Yes, some people can, can kind of make content and it pops off and they, it's their full-time job within like 12 months. This isn't my full-time job, right? Like the amount of time and effort and energy and care that I put into YouTube is very minimal compared to, like marketing our business or getting on sales calls or, whatever else, right? It's not kind of like a main thing for me. YouTube really is a long-term play. And I feel like by, similar to the last point, I feel like by setting the target of just posting, right, once a week for years, then the subscribers or the growth or the views or whatever else, those secondary metrics will just naturally begin to come into place. The next point that I wanted to mention here, which ties in really nicely to the fact that this is a long-term play, is the fact that fundamentally, I want the evidence, right? Like I want to document this journey. Like I'm in this for the long run. I'm playing a long game here. Excuse the absolute mess behind, by the way, but it's just been the busiest month ever and the gear room still needs tidying. I'm in this for the long term. I want to build a stack of evidence that I am who I say I am, that I do the things that I say I do. And I think that just by honestly, candidly, and authentically documenting this journey, like when I started posting last year, we didn't have an office and now we do, right? When we started posting, we didn't have an in-house editor and now we do. Like you can see the journey, you can see the stuff that I'm working on, and fundamentally just look back over 20 years and see the mistakes, see the decisions, see everything to do with every single intricate little detail that has contributed to the business and the company getting to where I know it's going to get to. And then lastly, I think that it's an accountability piece, right? Like if I've publicly said that I'm going to do something in these YouTube videos, or I'm thinking about hiring, or I'm thinking about outsourcing our outbound, like that's something that I've put out there, which means that, if I don't do it, if I don't stick to my word, if I don't do the things that I say I'm going to do, and there's no good reason for not doing it, then fundamentally, like you're just talking about things, right? There's no action here. So I think that it's been really useful, specifically kind of more towards the start of this, whilst I've been working on my own, to almost feel like that personal level of accountability to the things that I've said I'm going to do on this channel and the things I'm working on and the places that I want to get to and all of that stuff, right? I think like it's just having that weekly check-in, having that weekly cadence of, what's different, what's changed, what's improving, what actions are we taking this week? It's just allowed me to you know, just stick to the things that I say I want to do. And I think that's been super important. Now, safe to say that there are obviously some lessons that we need to take from the fact that the views and the subscriber rate is further behind where I thought it would be kind of at this point after posting for a year. So I want to kind of talk about the future of the channel and what I plan on doing, you know, and if this is an exercise that's even worth doing, right? If you were considering doing something similar. So from my perspective, the vlogs are working. I enjoy doing them. I enjoy the style. And they're going to stay, right? So I think that the production side of the vlogs that we do, I'm feeling like everything is beginning to feel like we're almost saying the same things and essentially producing the exact same video every single time that we go on a production. Like, here's the interview setup, here's the handheld camera, here's the gimbal camera, right? And largely that's because fundamentally from a business perspective, we do a very similar thing. The events might be different, the clients might be different, but fundamentally we're kind of getting brought in to do the same thing, which is what we market, what we sell, that's our product, right? So I think that with the production related vlogs, I want to kind of hone in a bit more specifically on certain aspects of what we're doing, right? And really kind of go into them in a lot more detail in terms of why we do things a certain way, rather than just saying like what we're doing. I want to kind of go into the nuance because I think that's going to be a lot more valuable than essentially just saying the same thing every single time. Other than that, I would like to increase the frequency and the cadence of YouTube videos. And I know that Josh might be hearing this and thinking thinking that doesn't sound like a good thing, but fundamentally I think that like we've got the muscle of consistency now, and I want to start pushing to maybe I mean, initially we'll go to 2, and then if we think that we can go to 3, we might go to 3 as well. I mean, that might be a lot of long form videos to produce per week, but I feel like from a value perspective, we're kind of hitting the nail on the head. I think that we're talking about some really interesting stuff. We're showing what we're doing. It's an interesting journey to kind of follow along, and that's the feedback that I've received online. And I think it's just going to be a case of like, these vlogs obviously take a lot longer to produce than, let's say, if I just set this up and just talked kind of like I am doing now. So it might be worth just introducing some more kind of talking head style stuff. If there's specific things that you guys want to know about and you kind of questions that you've got, I can kind of double click into those and talk about those in a bit more detail. And then we've also got some other kind of creative videos that we're planning in the pipeline over the next kind of couple of months. Now that the busy season has died down, for the next 2 months at least, we've kind of got the time and the creative kind of headspace to think about some different things that we want to do. And we're definitely going to be doing that, like reaction content, like viewing other people's work, like editing breakdowns, just some different things that I think are kind of going to help keep things fresh, basically, on the channel, is what I'm saying. So that is it. 1 year in, sub 100 views mostly on every single video, and I'm all right with that. You know, like, I'm not trying to grow a YouTube channel here. I'm trying to have a place where I can document the journey, where I can document what's going on, where I can show you what's happening in the business. I can show you that we've painted the wall and we've got new rugs, or we've got Josh in now. Like, I can talk about these things, and it's kind of a place where I can kind of just naturally share and document what's going on in my life as I grow this business, as I document the process of building a world-class video production company in the UK. If you like that sort of stuff, if this is the first video you watch from me, then hit subscribe, hit like. It really, really helps, especially when the channel isn't performing exactly how you'd want it to. And with all this being said, I will catch you in the next one. Take care.